greatest reward and the greatest experience. So at some point during pregame, just take 2 or 3 10 seconds to reflect upon how much each of you guys mean to one another, okay, and how much that's going to help you today, right? It's going to help you today, okay? All right, let's go.
And as the Blue Jays get ready, we've already taken our 10 seconds, taken our deep breath. We are ready to roll. It's going to be a packed house in Iowa City as the Iowa Hawkeyes are in our second game, the 2 seed in the Greensboro region, taking on Indiana State. But first up, out of the Pac-12, Colorado, out of the Big East, Creighton. First round coverage from the Greensboro region, where South Carolina is the top seed and the Iowa Hawkeyes are the 2 seed. So we'll get a good look at Caitlin Clark coming up a bit later this afternoon. As we welcome you courtside, Carver Hawkeye Arena, Beth Mowens, Christy Thomas-Scuddy. We've got a really good 7-10 matchup here for a shot at the second round.
Hey, if you love offense, get comfortable because the Blue Jays are going to throw it up. But for Colorado, it's been defense all season long, led by Maya Hollingshed. Maya Hollingshed, 2-time Pac-12 team, all Pac-12 team, leads this team not only in points and rebounds, but also in 3-point shooting. They need to establish her down low here this afternoon. And for Creighton, the threes are going to fly. Expect close to 30 3-point attempts, but this team can also knock them down. They are undersized in this matchup. They've got to live and die by the 3.
7 seed Buffaloes and the 10 seed Blue Jays. Colorado in their home whites, road blues for the visitors. And we are underway in the Greensboro Regional.
Expect a lot of man-to-man from Creighton for Colorado. They know they need to establish a low post presence today and make them when they get to the rim.
Frida Foreman, number 3 in white, the new addition to the starting lineup due to an injury to Tamia Sadler. She's out today as Jalen Sherrod takes it to the rim, and we take a look at today's Capital One starting lineups. First for the Blue Jays in their 8th trip to the NCAA tournament after a 3rd place finish this year in the Big East. Emma Ronsick is their go-to. Remba, a lot of responsibilities running the point today. Here comes Colorado with the push. And the turnover as you check out the starting 5 for Colorado. Winners of 8 of their last 10, enjoying their best season in a decade, Scuddy, with a 5th place finish this year in the Pac-12 Conference.
And bet those 2 losses to Stanford. So it's not like they lost to poor competition. And this is a team that's hot because of their defense. Defense travels. And best at shoot-around yesterday, if we heard the term flare screen, Colorado's so focused on the motion offense of Creighton.
It is their first trip to the tournament since 2013, so a new experience for the Buffaloes. And their head coach, J.R. Payne, in her 6th season. Her first trip as a head coach to the tournament as well. Here is Sherrod. They like their chances to, what she said, Christy, attack Creighton's feet and beat them off the bounce.
Well, I think this is key. Can Creighton control the dribble penetration of Sherrod and the other perimeter players? 2 scores for Colorado, 2 points at the basket off of dribble penetration by Sherrod.
Foul is on Emma Ronsick, and Sherrod to the line, the junior out of Birmingham, Alabama. If there is an Achilles heel, this could be it for the Buffaloes. They are not a very good free throw shooting team. Sherrod will knock that down for the 5-0 lead.
And now you'll see them just extend full court man-to-man, trying just to keep Creighton out of any kind of offensive flow.
Ronsick gets a look for 3. They will knock down about 10 per game.
And something key is Colorado has struggled in the half court to score, but not today. They have to be able to score in transition off of those Creighton misses.
Quick start for the Buffs and a 7-0 lead. One of 6 teams out of the Pac-12, including the top seed Stanford out in the Spokane region, the defending national champs. And the first bucket for the Blue Jays from Carly Batchelor, junior out of Topeka, Kansas. Hollingshed faces up, well short, and it goes to Creighton. J.R. Payne, the step up. Last year it was the WNIT. This year it's the NCAA tournament with her first 20-win season. Shares that bench with her husband, assistant coach Toriano Towns, Chandrika Lee, and Alex Earl, all on the staff. They try to return to form from what some previous Buffalo teams have done. 3 trips to the Elite Eight, 3 trips to the Sweet 16 in their past. And they are turning it over and getting an opportunity to run. Sherrod with the left. And she's already going to work. She's got 7 of their 9 points.
Colorado comes into today averaging almost 20 points a game off of opponents' miscues. So important to the overall health of their half-court offense.
This is a big key right here. Can Creighton's shooters find clean looks? And that is some up-in-your-face defense from Colorado to force another takeaway.
Well, Colorado is based on defense. They disrupt, they turn you over. Weta with a steal, leading to Sherrod in transition.
It's one of the best defenses in the Pac-12. In fact, they led the league in scoring defense this year. Weta will take it in and lay it in. The freshman out of Castle Rock, Colorado scores. And it is all Buffaloes early.
Well, I was going to say, Beth, it's not that they're scoring, it's that they're getting all the way to the rim. There's no rotation by Creighton so far defensively.
Peyton Brodsky. And Creighton is all about shooting themselves right back into the game. They force the tough look. They're good. Rebound for Peanut Tutelli, the senior out of Chico, California. Along with Lucila Finau, they're kind of the detail, do all those things that don't always show up in the stat sheet, blue kind of players. Fouls on Molly Mogensen, her first.
And you're seeing both coaches go to their bench early. 2 very inexperienced teams when it comes to tournament time. I love this. Get their feet wet, get some emotions in check, come back with those players.
All 5 baskets for Colorado have been in the paint so far. Make it all 6. Quay Miller off the bench. The Pac-12 6th man of the year with the bucket.
Well, when I asked J.R. Payne about her offense, she said, hey, we've got to be able to score at the rim. We have missed so many gimmies, and that was one of our focus during the bye week. So far, the head coach has to be extremely happy with her team's performance.
Second chance bucket from Morgan Molly, who was the Big East 6th man of the year. So both benches showing up quickly.
And you see how Creighton's playing off some of the perimeter players of the Buffs, daring them to shoot and to clog up passing lanes to Hollingshed.
Yeah, they don't rely much at all on the 3-ball. They like the dribble drive. They like the 2 feet in the paint, like Hollingshed right here. Money.
It's like you have a crystal ball there, Beth Mowens.
That's the first basket for Maya. How about 78% shooting thus far for Colorado?
And just look how physical this Colorado defense is.
And they're going to count the bucket and call an offensive foul. Let's check here. No, they're going to say and 1. And that's on Sherrod.
Well, Colorado's been on a roll, and it's because they're getting point-blank looks. Here, Quay Miller feeds it into Hollingshed. Beautiful turnaround jumper.
The NCAA Women's Championship is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? Well, the Creighton men picked up the dub last night over San Diego State. The women were out watching the men's game here at a restaurant in Iowa City. And we're loving the outcome, hoping to match it. But right now they trail Colorado 15-9. All inside for the Buffs. Jalen Sherrod off the bounce, particularly good. She's got 7 already.
Well, it's been the inability of Creighton to contain the dribble penetration of Buffalo. I'm eager to see if Creighton maybe tries to go to some zone, which is not something they do much. Only 6 possessions on the whole season of zone.
Creighton, after a nervous start, finding its footing, and now back within 5. In this 10-7 matchup in the Greensboro region, the winner will face the winner of Iowa, Illinois State. Our second game here, a sold-out Carver Hawkeye Arena for that one. Finau on the drive, no. Hollingshed gets him another chance.
And Hollingshed has the mismatch. I'd love to see her go down low because they switched the on-ball a moment ago, but she's staying at the high post.
Checked right now by Carly Batchelor. Got a hand in there. 5 on the shot clock. Good set defensively for the Blue Jays. And then Hollingshed with a ticky-tack foul. And she's talking to her teammates right now, Chrissy, saying, hey, give me a touch. I got a mismatch, like you said.
She should be. And this is where, as the veteran, the 5th-year player, demand the ball. Get to where you want the ball. Show numbers. And Beth, Colorado up in the passing lane. We saw them do so many drills yesterday based on the motion offense of Colorado. Not to defend, but to get turnovers.
Batchelor off the dribble. Finau able to tip it. Kindlewetta, all freshman team member in the Pac-12. There's Hollingshed with a touch, and then she doesn't face up. Instead, we'll get the assist to Wetta.
Kindlewetta, freshman for Colorado, just been so good. Known as a defensive player, but you see her motor. She's always moving. Ball goes inside to Hollingshed. She cuts without it. Reverse layup to avoid the defense. Beautiful shot.
Felt the double team nicely there. Well, so far so good for Colorado. They've been able to attack. They've been able to win off the bounce. They've been able to score at the rim. And they're getting on the offensive boards as well.
Well, Beth, let's not forget, this was the team that had the longest winning streak to start the season. Started just remarkable, 13-0. Then hit a rough spot, but when their backs were against the wall in February, all they did was win to get this high seed.
Hollingshed can't dial that up. Here comes Rancic.
I mean, so far the ball pressure of Colorado's totally taken this motion of offense, so I love the backdoor cut.
Remba to Molly. Well, so with Colorado taking away the three-point line right now, Creighton able to do some work through that back door.
Great double team by Creighton. You've got to move without the ball in your hands if you're on the weak side.
Foreman is the one shooter you've got to worry about for Colorado. Off the mark there. Cutting to the basket. And blocked out of bounds.
Creighton trying to get aggressive, getting to the rim. Probably should be at the free throw line right now. Colorado got away with a big one there.
Instead, Remba will inbounds underneath the bucket as Rancic takes a break. The dribble up and in. The runner is good from Lauren Jensen.
Tough, heady player for Creighton. And this is the bottom line. If you're a Creighton fan, no need to worry. Your three-point shooting, you're never out of a game.
Quay Miller, more points in the paint for Colorado. Final minute and a half of this opening quarter. Opening round of the NCAA tournament. Deep three won't go for Molly. Colorado with numbers. What a mid-range. Good. She's got 6 off the pine. Batchelor. Good in the trail. Nice use to step behind the screen. Excuse me, Mogensen.
And that's what Creighton has to be able to do. How do they get so many threes? It's the assist. It's their ability to create an advantage and kick out to open shooters.
with assists and assist-to-turnover ratio, this is the best passing team in the country, folks. And they are well-balanced. 4 different players have a 20-point game for the Blue Jays this year. Held ball, and it will stay with Creighton.
It's a chicken or egg situation right now for Creighton. I do believe that they need to be able to get out and transition, not necessarily score in transition, but score before it's a 5-on-5 situation, because that's where the physicality of Colorado's on full display right now. But the only way to do that is to get stops.
Tay Jones is also checked into the Colorado lineup here. Final second, shot clock is off to end this first quarter. Rembow, Jensen, step back, has some room. Hard off the back iron. Offensive rebound will get him another look. And the runner is no good. And that'll take care of the first 10 minutes. And Colorado with the opening quarter lead over Creighton. Okay, set to start the second quarter. Colorado with the 21-17 lead over Creighton. Jim Flannery and his staff welcoming a new member to the team. Christy Thomas-Scuddy as assistant coach Carly Berger at home with her husband Nate. And there is your first look at the baby Blue Jay, baby Luke, born this week to Carly and Nate. Congrats to them. And they are undoubtedly cheering on Jim and Linda Sayavangchang, Jordan Reese, and Connie Yori is back to help out as well. The former legendary coach back on the Blue Jay bench to take over until Carly can rejoin them. They'd love to keep on playing so that Carly would be back on the bench again.
Well, first of all, Luke, welcome. What a way to start off your career with your team in the NCAA tournament. But it's not a bad situation for Jim Flannery when you lose an assistant and you can bring in Connie Yori from the bullpen, former Nebraska coach, former Creighton coach, and Jim Flannery served under Connie Yori on the staff. When she left to go to Nebraska, he was elevated to head coach, and the rest is history. All he has done is win since then.
His 5th trip to the NCAA tournament. They've had first-round success before. That's Lauren Jensen underneath. They have 5 first-round wins in their NCAA tournament history, including a win over Iowa in 2018.
Well, when I asked Jim Flannery yesterday about the draw, he said, it doesn't matter. He said, I like us against anybody because stylistically we're so different. We're a difficult prep. Why are they so different? Because of their motion offense. Not predicated on a lot of screen on the balls like most teams. A lot of flare screens. And obviously he's got 5 guards out there basically that can all shoot the 3.
They got their hands full right now with the guard for Colorado, Jalen Sherrod, with 10 points already for the Buffs. They've been successful, Christy, taking away the 3-point shot so far for Creighton, and the Blue Jays have gone to the dribble drive when necessary.
And that last possession where they try to get a step is a great example of how good Colorado's defense has been. Gap help, can't get any kind of advantage, and so they can't create any kind of open looks.
Again, the Buffs are playing without Tamia Sadler, one of their starters, out with an injury, so Frida Foreman has stepped into the lineup. Frida was a starter for the first half of the year. Weta won't go. Tutelli tried to grab it away, and Peyton Brodsky comes out with it.
Brodsky nearly took her teammate's head off, ripping that rebound through.
And then Brodsky trying to go coast to coast.
Creighton's just been a little sped up when they've gotten the step. That's how difficult Colorado has made it.
NCAA Women's Championship presented by Capital One. It's opening day on the women's side. Still to come, of course, the Sweet 16 and Elite 8. The Final Four in Minneapolis begins April 1st. Championship Sunday night, April 3rd. We have first round coverage for you from the Greensboro region here in Iowa City, where the Hawkeyes are the 2 seed. They are on deck against Illinois State. South Carolina is the 1 seed in this region.
Well, congratulations to Katie Meyer and the Miami Hurricanes, opening the day off with a win.
first game in the books. They knocked off South Florida. They might have to play South Carolina in the second round. Gamecocks will open up with Howard this morning. And is that the second foul now on Hollingshed? It is. She leaves.
And that's unfortunate because those are 2 fouls that were unaggressive fouls. There she just swipes down instead of moving her feet, and the earlier foul was one that I'm sure Colorado would like to have back. So, and this bodes well for Creighton now because this makes Colorado much smaller on the floor now.
Nice cut to the rim. Good find by Rancic to Molly. 6 points now for Morgan.
And you're starting to see Creighton get the offense figured out. Great movement on the weak side now because of the help side that Colorado's sending to the lane.
Miller setting the screen for Sherrod. What a weak side rebound for Lauren Jensen. They'll try and run, and an ill-advised pass turns it back over. There you see the numbers on Jim Flannery and the ball movement for this offense. Tops in the country in assists, and a rarity there. They don't usually turn it over much. They have 4 thus far.
Sherrod's wide open, but she wants the on ball. She called Quade Miller over wanting it.
Weta off the cross, tried to drop it inside for Miller on the switch, and Quade scores it.
Good strong take by Quade Miller. I thought she had a seal, but she let it go, which made that finish even more difficult for her.
Rancic, and that's going to be a foul on Miller, slamming through the screen of Rembau, her first.
And what kind of screen was that? The flare screen. Colorado was very concerned by the flare screen. She says, we don't see it a lot, and the problem is with that flare screen, as we just saw, if you go under, Creighton is so good at popping back to the 3 to put it up.
Rachel Saunders into the lineup for the first time. Here she is, 13 in blue, back home in Iowa City. Went to West High School here in town. Shot clock winding down. Rancic went for the pass instead of the shot. And here comes Colorado. Sherrod, they have not been able to handle her today off the bounce.
So quick, so crafty off the bounce, and most importantly, so explosive once she gets a step on you. Had off-season hip surgery. Coming back this year, has struggled to get back to her true form before the surgery, but I think right now you're seeing what the 2 weeks off basically has done for her. She's rested, and she is ready to roll.
Buffalo's on the resume this year. Wins over Arizona. They beat Oregon. They beat Utah. Their best season in 10 years after that 13-0 start, the last of the unbeatens, as you mentioned. They then lost 6 of 7 and then rebounded late in the year, winners of 8 of their last 10.
J.R. Payne said at that time, we just need to get back to really focusing and playing with energy, and honestly, they got back to the defensive side of it, and as you can see, such a disruptive ball club.
Yeah, and 7 of those 8 wins, they held their opponents under 60 points. That's been their calling card. Off the dribble into the lane, and the lefty scores it. Morgan Molly, she's got 8.
A rare 2-pointer for Morgan Molly, known as more of that spot-up 3-point shooter for the Blue Jays.
Sherrod will try. Way off the mark, and she may have injured her ankle when she landed on Rembau's foot. She is still down at the other end of the floor. It's 5-on-4 Creighton. Molly gets her own miss, lays it up and in, and now they'll stop it. Sherrod writhing in pain in front of the Creighton bench. We'll take the timeout as well and be back in a moment. Pound in the paint. This quarter, they have found themselves relying on the three ball. They're not falling, and they're shooting just 25%. And Creighton has gone into the paint.
Well, and credit Creighton's defense have been sagging off of who they have deemed more of the dribble penetrators on the team, and it's clogged it up. You're seeing 3 or 4 blue jerseys in the paint, and there's another 3 that Colorado settles for. And I'm using that term because I think they need to have some offensive maturity right now, not to take the shot that Creighton wants them to take.
But after trailing by 9 early on, the Blue Jays have tied it up. And there you go for Colorado. Get 2 feet back in the lane and 2 points for Quay Miller.
Well, with Sherrard on the bench injured, with Hollingshead on the bench in foul trouble, that is a third of the overall points that the Buffaloes put up per game. Where's the offense going to come from? I think Quay Miller needs to be the center point of the offense.
Ronsick. Oh, they had her and didn't get her the ball. 6 on the shot clock here for Creighton.
I would be careful from Colorado of the inbounder. So many plays for Creighton. They trigger it and the shooter comes in looking for her shot.
Jensen turned it over. Able to intercept.
Tutele had the seal. Unfortunately, Quay Miller waited too long to try to deliver the ball.
Creighton now 2 for 8 from downtown. Weta. Creighton more than happy to let him shoot those. 1 for 10 now from deep. Working it inside. Molly had it blocked. And a foul. Hey, don't forget, coming up, Degree in the Studio. Elle Duncan, Rebecca Lobo, Nikki Fargas. March Madness is underway on the women's side. Miami already a winner. And a look ahead to the rest of the day. And they actually did not call a foul there. They called the held ball, and it goes the other way.
Well, the way this game is being officiated, this bodes well for Colorado. They are allowing them to be physical. They're cutting cutters, or whatever you mean that is. They are bumping the off-ball people of Creighton as they're coming through. That affects the timing of this motion offense, and it bodes well or advantage to the Buffaloes.
Sherrod has returned to the floor for Colorado and gets the assist to Tutele. Got a big day lined up for you. 1 seeds, South Carolina, Louisville, Stanford, all in play. Coming up next here in Iowa City, it's the Iowa Hawkeyes. Caitlin Clark, Monica Sonato and company, the 2 seed here in the Greensboro region.
The perimeter players of Colorado right now have to see the next pass before it hits their hands. They're catching it and then looking, and because of the way Creighton is collapsing into the paint, it's taking away those entry passes. Quay Miller once again had an opportunity, but they missed it.
Foreman drove into the defense there. Here comes Mogensen. Tough defense from Finau. Final 2 minutes of this first half, and another turnover forced by that Colorado in-your-face defense.
And it will wear on you. So we're already seeing the 8 turnovers at this point in the game. I'm eager to see by the 4th quarter, either Creighton will get this figured out, and we'll see that flow from the weak side where they're using that weak side pressure to relieve some of the on-ball pressure, or it's going to accumulate with more turnovers because of the wear and tear effect of this pressure defense.
Sherrod, offensive foul. Renbow came over to take the charge, and that is number 2 on Sherrod.
Sherrard has been so good at getting to the rim, and if Rimbaugh got there, she got there just in the nick of the time, because I thought she was still moving.
Well, she didn't agree with it, but then immediately turned and looked at the Colorado bench and said, hey, 2 on me, and immediately exited the game.
Well, I like that J.R. Payne's getting her out. As aggressive as she plays defensively, you can't afford for your leader to pick up a third here in this first half.
Chance for Creighton. Can they make a move? With 2 starters on the bench for the Buffs.
So the first off-ball foul we're seeing called on Colorado as they try to check a cutter coming through the paint. This time, Quay Miller gets called.
And that is the second now on Miller. So 3 Buffaloes with 2 fouls. After there weren't many whistles at all in that first quarter.
Everyone adjust as the game goes on. We're seeing the officials do the same.
Brenda Pantoja, Nicholas Capel, Patel, Sissoko Stevens are officials today. Back to a 2-point game. 8 points now for Jensen. Let her know. And this will go over to the Blue Jays, a chance to tie it or perhaps grab their first lead of the day. Threes have not been easy. They are a combined 3 for 18 here in the first half, these 2 players.
1 minute to go in the half.
And another foul trying to run through a screen to get to the 3-point shooter.
Well, if you're Colorado, you know that Creighton has struggled in the half court. So the last thing you want to do is bail them out with off-ball screens. There, Blackstone doesn't even get through. She's trying to run through the screen. Easy call for the officials.
They'll get Jensen to the line, the sophomore from Lakeville, Minnesota, who started out her career here at Iowa as a freshman, decided to transfer out. She was the co-Big East most improved player this year. And an all-Big East second team member, 78% shooter at the line. 1 to tie. Final minute of the first half.
Well, where's the offense going to come from now for Colorado? Miller on the bench with foul trouble. Hollingshed, Sherrard.
Foreman mid-range. Good box out, Creighton. Down 9 early in this game. Looking for that elusive first lead. The cut runs it to the rim, and there it is for Creighton. And then the steal on the inbound. Roncic with the left no, and it will stay at this end.
Creighton's offense is just so much more active now. Roncic there, moving without the ball, and then active hands, forces the turnover, just can't convert, but they maintain possession.
Shot clock is off. Here comes that flare again. 3 on its way, and it's good. Morgan Molly knocks it down. And with the Buffaloes in foul trouble, Creighton comes alive. And the 10 seed leads the 7 seed into the locker room.
Well, Morgan Molly leads this team in three-pointers attempted. You knew she was going to get a touch. Feet set, the lefty knocks it down to end the half on a 9-0 run.
36-31 Blue Jays over Buffs. Now let's get you back to the studio.
Thank you, ladies.
And the foul trouble, Jalen Sherrod is back out on the floor with 2 for Colorado. Maya Hollingshed back in the game with 2. She only played 10 minutes, and without her on the floor, the best scorer for Colorado, it was a 10-point swing in Creighton's favor to take the lead. And the quick foul there on Rimbaugh, her first.
Well, honestly, it may have saved 2 points in transition, so I don't think that's all that bad of a foul for Creighton.
Winner moves on to the second round to face either Iowa or Illinois State in our second game coming up here. The Big Ten champs and the Missouri Valley champions. And there is Hollingshead immediately getting touch after a very quiet first half.
Well, I felt like the first quarter for Colorado, they got the ball down low, they got the shots they wanted. I felt like that second quarter, they took the shots Creighton wanted them to take and struggled offensively.
Too many three balls in that second quarter from the Buffs. They dominated early by getting in the paint. And now their defense trying to change things as well. Jensen splits a couple of defenders for the righty lad.
Beth, for a team that on the season averaged 45% of their total points from the three-point line, I love the adjustment by the Blue Jays. Instead of trying to force and settle for threes, they're moving the ball side to side, and they know the rotation has not been there by Colorado, so they're getting to the rim and finishing.
Foreman off the window. And the sophomore from Denmark has her first bucket. Moving into the starting lineup for the injured Tamia Sadler today. Her dad's here, by the way, all the way from Denmark. Made it in for the game this afternoon. And there is Foreman coming up with the steal as well. Finau on the run. And the lay-in is good. There's her dad. There's Michael. He's got the Danish flag all over his suit today.
Best dressed man in the house today.
Great for him to be able to see his daughter here for the Buffs. They have come out the aggressor. Rembau looking for three. And there is Creighton's game right there. Her first triple of the day.
And Finau practically dared her to shoot it. That's not being assignment specific there.
Here's a good microcosm of these two offenses. Shooting threes for the Jays. Getting to the rim. Steal score for Colorado, and it's Sherrod again.
And that is Colorado in a nutshell on this season. Tough half-court defense. Force the turnover. Get out in transition and score.
See if Creighton can get Ronsick going a little bit. Instead, it's Brodsky around and down. Neither side's leading scorer has put a mark yet on this afternoon's contest.
What's tournament time? Both these teams are so well scouted. It is the supporting personnel who have to step up if you're going to get a win.
Hollingshead. Double comes, and she's tied up by Rembau, who immediately jumped to her.
So once again, team defense by Creighton. They know that Hollingshead loves that reverse pivot at face up to drive. So help defense stays on the lane, ties her up.
Ten on the shot clock as the inbound. The Buffs have made all 5 of their shots to open up this second half. The kick out, they have gotten away with a walk there. Shot clock is winding down, and now it's a 3-second violation. And I do believe that would be a Bronx cheer from the folks from Omaha. They've been waiting for that call all afternoon.
Very loud and engaged Blue Jay fans here this afternoon. So there's something to watch here is there has been no help side by Colorado. They're up in the lanes, they're defending their players, and you're seeing Creighton use that against them in the half court.
Best passing team in all the land, 21 assists per game. And an offensive foul, it's number 3 on Hollingshead.
Well, Beth, I mentioned Colorado is up defending their players. So you're seeing the backdoor cuts. You're seeing the weak side cuts. That time, you're seeing a point-perfect pass to Mogensen for the 2.
And J.R. Payne showing some trust. In her fifth-year senior, Hollingshed will stay on the floor with 3 fouls. Let's see if the Blue Jays attack her. No, they're going to sit in some zone, and they'll shoot over the top of it instead.
Well, I think what's disappointing in Hollingshed's 3 fouls is all of them weren't in an aggressive nature. That last one was trying to set an on-ball screen, and the guard didn't bring her defender to her. Hollingshed then sticks out the back end trying to make a little contact.
Hollingshed inside, and a foul. She'll head to the line.
Great job by Hollingshed to pay off the trust of her head coach. Gets the ball, demands the ball, gets to the free throw line.
Second foul on Emma Ronsick. Then Hollingshed to the line, a 73% shooter, playing in her 141st game, the most in school history here today. And we'll remind you that the NCAA Men's Championship first round coverage continues today. CBS, TBS, TNT, and True TV. For more info on the tournament, go to ncaa.com. A ton of upsets yesterday on the men's side, including Kentucky bounced by St. Peter's, a big day for the state of New Jersey. More outstanding movement off the ball and passing from the Blue Jays.
Beautiful basketball by Creighton. Just sharing the ball, moving without it, setting one another up.
Their biggest lead of the day, Sherrod off the bounce. She's been unstoppable. Dribble driving this afternoon. Brodsky directing traffic. Backdoor cut again. Mogensen swatted by Hollingshed. Weta with the wraparound.
Kendall Weta is not playing like a freshman on the biggest stage here this afternoon.
She's got 8. And the Buffs have not missed a shot here in the third quarter. They're 7 of 7. Creighton is 6 for 8. Ronsick. Tough pass to handle, knocked out by the Buffs.
Well, Creighton's never had a game because of their motion offense. They share the ball so well. You see the spacing, it's beautiful. You read the defense, and you keep moving without the ball. Jensen off the glass.
With them. And have played very smart and very fearless. And they have the 4-point lead, the 10 seed on top of the 7 seed.
Well, for Colorado, why are they shooting so well? They're not settling for threes.
Near shot clock violation there. All 7 baskets have been in the paint for the Buffs. And that's another foul on the offensive screener. They've been moving. And is that number 4 on Hollingshed? It is. And now Colorado saying, whoa, 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 that's not the right number.
Yes. Correct, I thought it was on Quay Miller.
So it's still 3 on Hollingshed, and now it's 3 on Quay Miller, who checks out.
I like the full court pressure by Buffalo because you're seeing now Creighton with only 20 seconds to be able to execute this half-court motion.
Renbow mid-range, good. They are now 70% shooting in this quarter. Both sides are hot offensively.
But we loved watching Creighton shoot around because it was a very get after it, talk about what Colorado was going to do offensively, get to their scout, and then they shot. And it was a very efficient hour where these teams are allotted the 90 minutes, but this is where you see, this is a team that knows it's about our offense, and they were ready to shoot the ball.
They have wins this year over Arkansas and Arizona State. Of course, they played Connecticut a couple of times in the Big East. And the foul on Foreman off the drive of Rachel Saunders. She had the left side and brought it back to the right, and that was into Foreman. Got her with the head there. And Frida quick to pop to her feet here. She's okay.
Great to see the smile in the huddle.
Dad is all decked out in Denmark and Colorado swag today. Michael made the trip from Denmark, and the officials are going to review this play. And we'll take the timeout with them and be right back. So the foul will stand, and free throws coming up here for Creighton with a 6-point lead. And I'm not quite sure what the review was about. They're coming over to talk to us right now. It's a foul on Foreman, and number 3 in white there on the drive. And Christy Thomas-Scuddy, what you got for us? Anything?
Just trying to make sure they got it right.
All right, the officials came over and chatted. So after the double check, when the teams break the huddle here, they, let's see, is that Rachel Saunders, the Iowa City native, who will head to the line?
Well, Beth, we came in today expecting the threes to be flying for Creighton, and here they're starting to get heated up here in the second half, spotting up, sharing the ball. And you can't give the Blue Jays an inch because they are just so good when they get the feet set of knocking it down.
Yeah, they're 5 for 11 right now. Good adjustment, right? Because the scouting report says you got to go meet them at the line, which Colorado did early. So what the Blue Jays do? They adjusted, they started the dribble penetration, and now all of a sudden, that 3 line's look a little more open for them.
Well, and this is just how the motion offense will work. It's not about one thing, it's read. How does the defense play? We saw in that first half, they weren't given the threes, they started moving without the ball. Now, Colorado's made an adjustment. They're starting to play those cuts. That opens up the 3. Credit Creighton for reading it correctly and being ready to score.
The sides are a combined 14 for 18 shooting here in the third, which would be 77%.
It's great math there, Beth Owens.
There you go. Hey, there's a look. Just teasing, you know. Recent Cinderellas. Washington to the Final Four as a 7 seed back in 2016. Syracuse was there, Oregon State. All those teams unexpected in that terrific Final Four. That's the last national championship for the UConn Huskies.
Well, I've got lots of upsets in my bracket.
Yes.
That was me foretelling, and I think this is the great thing about our game, and we're seeing the influx this year of the transfer portal and the 5th and 6th year seniors. Much more veteran ball clubs that we're seeing compete, and I think that bodes well for a lot of upsets.
Saunders 70% on the season. And she misses on the first. That is the first miss for Creighton, now 5 for 6. Colorado 3 for 5. There have not been a lot of free 15-footers so far in the game. Jensen, wide open look, can't hit it. Hollingshed with the rebound. She continues to play with 3 personal fouls. And just 5 points for the all Pac-12 performer for the Buffaloes.
Well, credit Creighton's defense. They are playing her extremely well.
And there she is, right on cue. Pressure off the make.
As we've talked about how much Morgan Molly has done in terms of scoring, but her basketball IQ is extremely high.
Saunders and 1 on the drive.
Rachel Saunders, little hesitation, puts it on the deck and goes through the contact. And if you don't think this means something, take a look.
Oh, great for all the guards out there. You're driving on a big girl. You've got to get right into her chest, and Saunders did just that.
I love that she started with the hesitation. Everybody thinks it's about being faster. Change of pace kills young women out there. Put it in your game.
The climb continues for Colorado. They've trailed this second half, and now Hollingshed starting to heat up. Couple in a row for her. Molly. Ronsick. There's a triple. They were patient. They found the shooter. Sherrod. Weta, they'll sag off of her on the drive, short, and it will go to Creighton.
Weta was open on the catch, wasn't ready to shoot, and then that allowed Creighton time to recover and affect her shot at the rim.
6 triples in the game now for Creighton. And the 7-point lead. At-large selection out of the Big East after a third-place finish. The Buffs also an at-large, one of 6 teams from the Pac-12 in the tournament. Molly, open look. Well, they've missed a couple in a row. Quay Miller has checked back in for Colorado, fighting for position inside. Here she is with a touch. 3 personal fouls on her this afternoon. Sherrod off the bounce, got it. 19 now for Sherrod.
Speed kills, Beth. Speed kills. So explosive off the bounce.
Creighton taking a moment, catching their breath. Ronsick with Hollingshed on her. Molly, deep 3, good! Trying to trap Sherrod. And she turns it over. Creighton will take the lead into the 4th quarter here at Iowa City.
It's the greatest time of the year. Emily Saunders off the bounce, into the body, off the glass. Loving it. Get comfortable, folks. We got a good one.
State champs of the Missouri Valley coming up next. But we got a good one brewing. The 10-seed Creighton, the 7-seed Colorado. They have the same number of baskets through the first 3 quarters. The difference, Creighton has more triples. And they have the 61-53 lead for a spot in the second round. 10 minutes to go.
Well, Beth, as I've said, I don't think any lead is safe for either one of these teams because of Colorado's high-pressure defense. They can get back in this game in a heartbeat. But for Creighton, the long ball, they can either extend this thing or definitely make it exciting. But Hollingshed, rim protector.
And the takeaway leads to the breakaway. Sherrod lays it up and in. She and Hollingshed, after getting into foul trouble in the second quarter, made some more noise in the third for the Buffaloes. Ronsick to Rembow, back to Ronsick, wide open look. They have missed 3 of those in a row now, where they had some space. Hollingshed wants it, she's got it. Can't put it away. Sherrod, they have not had an answer for that right there. 23 now for Jalen.
Well, you can talk about help side defense, but if it can't get there in time because she is getting to the rim so quickly, there's no chance to stop that.
Too much of an armbar from Sherrod.
Well, on the offensive end, Sherrod sees the gap and gets by the rotation of the help side. So strong with the ball, but even more explosive getting to the rim.
Well, they wanted to attack their feet, is what J.R. Payne talked about, and finish at the rim, and Sherrod has done that. She did, however, just pick up her third. 3 players with 3 fouls for Colorado. No troubles right now for Creighton. 5 on the shot clock. Mogensen blocked. Molly tried to save the day.
Kickball. And Matt, for Colorado to really be able to exploit their size advantage, they've got to know where they're going to go with the ball as soon as it hits their hands. They've been so hesitant on the catch. That goes for their shots as well as passes. They've got to speed up their decision making to get better looks at the rim.
Will this be a day for the 10 seeds over the 7 seeds? South Dakota with the advantage right now over Ole Miss. They are headed to the 4th quarter as well.
Fighting Coyotes, another veteran team, senior laden, number of 5th-year seniors. Not surprised at all that they are coming out and performing so well here today.
They are playing in Waco in the Wichita region. The winner of that would face either Baylor or Hawaii. Miller down low. Rebounds are missed, and then a reach-in foul on Rembow. And that will be her second.
Great job of executing the high-low. Miller just probably one too many dribbles there on the trying to go back up.
Hollingshed, short, rebounded by Peyton Brodsky. Here comes Rembow with a push, head up, nobody stopping ball. Wide open inside, Ronsick. Miller trying to get the 2-man game going with Hollingshed. Drives into 3 defenders. And the foul is going to be on Rembow, her third.
Every point guard knows you push in transition and you keep going until someone stops you. Hollingshed realizes that no one has stopped her, so she steps up. And that leaves a wide open Emma Ronsick at the rim.
Ronsick, Molly, and Jensen all into double figures now for Creighton. Quay Miller gets the first to go. She's got 9 to go along with 3 rebounds. These are just the 6th and 7th free throws of the day for Colorado, and only 8 for Creighton. That has not played a significant role just yet. 7:12 to go here in the 4th. Rembow, able to knock it loose, and then a reach-in foul on Molly. That'll be her first.
Kendall Wetta showing why she is a member of the All-Pac-12 defensive team. Just times that so perfectly. Get her hands on the ball, force the turnover. And what does Colorado do when they force that turnover? They're out and looking to run.
Colorado led by as many as 9 in the first half. Creighton up by as many as 8 in the second half. Hollingshed in Miller. The double comes. She spins away from it. And Miller in and out. Almost had the and one. And the foul's now starting to mount for Creighton. That's the second now on Molly. Quay Miller, one of a couple of transfers from Washington that have had a big impact for the Buffaloes. 75% shooter. She gives them double digits off the bench. Along with Wetta on the outside, that's a good 1-2 punch they can bring in.
Beck, you mentioned earlier the WNIT berth for Colorado a year ago, and you just feel like both Miller and Sadler were the missing pieces for the Buffalo teams that have helped elevate them now here to the dance today.
Creighton fighting the 10-second backcourt, and they do get it across just barely. Jensen stepped out of bounds, and the Colorado pressure causes the turnover, and Jim Flannery wants a timeout. 2-point game, 6:43 to play for a Hollingshed to inbound. Maya with 10, Quay Miller off the bench with 12, and for Creighton, 16 for Molly off the bench, 14 for Jensen, and Ronsick with 10.
So many Creighton defenders in the paint when that ball is delivered to Hollingshed. They know one-on-one they can't defend her, so it's team defense.
Creighton went on a 9-0 run to close out the first half. They have led this entire second half.
And Beth, just that one defensive stance by Creighton. They're doing offense-defense substitution. They had Brodsky in for the defense, then they immediately go to Mogensen for offense.
Rembau. Oh, you just cannot pick up your dribble against this Colorado defense. You'll pay for it. Mismatch inside and a foul on Sherrod. Good recognition by Molly to see the smaller defender, and that's the 4th foul on Sherrod.
Well, I was mentioning earlier that I think Morgan Molly's basketball IQ is so high. She's done so many little things for the Blue Jays there, realizes she has the mismatch, demands the ball, draws the 4th foul on Sherrod.
Now the question is, does that get into Sherrod's head every time she tries to dribble drive? That's her bread and butter.
Scorers are going to score. I'm going to say no. But I would expect Creighton to go right at her when Colorado's on defense.
Hollingshed just inside the line, around and out. Rebound, Rembau. They get across midcourt. Oh, the 3-ball early in the possession from Mogensen.
Well, I'm glad she hit that because Morgan Molly had Sherrod on the block, posting her up.
Sherrod. And the rebound on the miss for Creighton as we welcome those of you around the country joining us here in Iowa City, where the 10-seed Creighton working on an upset of the 7-seed Colorado. First round action in the Greensboro region. And a whistle down low. And a 3-second violation called on Ronsick. Jim Flannery can't believe it.
Well, something to watch now for Colorado. Last 2 possessions, they settled for the outside jumper yet again. This is what happened in the latter part of that first half. They've got to keep looking to get to the rim, either off the bounce or feeding the low post.
Whether they continue to sag off of her. This is Jalen Sherrod, 23 points, but playing with 4 fouls. Knocked loose and out of bounds. It will stay with the Buffs. Colorado in the tournament for the first time since 2013. And Creighton looking for their 6th first-round win in tournament history. They beat Iowa back in 2018. Quay Miller, weak side board. Beth Mullins along with Christy Tomascuddy. The winner of this one would face either Iowa or Illinois State in the second round.
That last 4 shots for Colorado, all outside shots.
The 4th foul on Sherrod, significant. She was carving up the Creighton defense with her dribble penetration.
And as I have said, Colorado's not out of this game by any means because of their physical pressure defense. The key now is they've got to get stops.
Rembau. Mogensen. She'll put it on the deck and drive. Sherrod had to lay off on the switch. Timeout, Colorado. and a 9-point lead for the 10 seed. Outstanding recognition to see who your defender was. It's a 7-0 run.
You don't get to this point in the season by accident. Great basketball IQ. They know the matchups. They know the switches. You see them get Molly Mogensen get downhill off the switch, knowing there would be no contact. Takes it up strong.
All right, so 4:01 to play now for Colorado. Down 9. That matches their biggest deficit. Their go-tos are Sherrod and Maya Hollingshed. Maya, 4 of 9, 10 points. Excuse me, 4 of 12. She's missed her last 3.
Well, I think that's what's concerning to me for Colorado. The last couple of trips down have settled. And I say settled because that's what Creighton wants them to do. You see the ball go into high post. You're seeing 4 blue jerseys in the paint. Colorado's got to execute here.
Here's Hollingshed. Immediately attacks. Tried to tip up the miss to Telly. Able to clean it up, and here comes their pressure.
I mean, Finau sprinted back to make sure there was no home run ball on the make, and that allowed Rimbaugh to easily bring it up the floor.
The Creighton players on the floor are all 70% or better free throw shooters. They'll try a 3, rattles in and out to Telly with the board. Here comes Sherrod. Looking for a seam, and she finds one. And a patient whistle and a foul out of Rancic. Her 3rd.
Rancic can't believe it. Sherrod uses the on ball, gets to the rim. That's tough, considering all the contact that's been going on in the game. I thought she had ball.
I think she agrees with you.
I think there's a lot of fans in blue that agree with me.
So Sherrod, a couple free throws here, would tie her career high. She has been electric off the bounce. Gets 1 of 2. That allows them to set up the pressure. This time they'll put a defender on the ball in Hollingshed.
And this is where it's difficult to press Creighton because they basically have 5 guards on the floor. And it's not about Colorado's pressure. This is the offense in a nutshell. This is the system that Jim Flannery has.
3 minutes to go. Jensen. Air ball. And it goes to the Buffs. The Creighton men won a nail-biter yesterday to advance. They'll play Kansas tomorrow in the 2nd round. Can the women do the same and move on? Hollingshed trying to deny that.
She was able to get the shot off because she went immediately on the catch. No time for the double to come.
She needs to touch every possession here for the Buffs. Timeout, Creighton. Well done by Colorado to get it into the hands of their best player.
Colorado goes to the high-low because that is the hardest point if you move it quickly to get the help side there. Ball goes in immediately. Hollingshed goes into her move. No time for the double to get there.
2:33 to go. The 10-seed Creighton, they have led this entire second half after they went on a big run in the 2nd quarter to take the lead into the locker room. The winner of this one plays Sunday afternoon on ABC. Time is still TBA. Against either the 2-seed Iowa or the 15-seed Illinois State. South Carolina, their first-round game well in hand. They are the #1 seed in the Greensboro region. The Illinois State, excited that the Redbirds are back, the champions of the Missouri Valley. They came out of the middle of the pack to win their tournament. They are back in the NCAAs for the first time in 13 years, and they will face Caitlin Clark and company next. On the inbounds, Creighton executes it well and scores. Hollingshed to Telly and a foul on Rancic. And that will be the 4th on Creighton's leading scorer.
Well, the key for Creighton is team basketball. Great sideline out of bounds execution out of the huddle. Easy 2 points there for Mogensen.
15 assists. They average 20 per night. Peanut is a 76% free throw shooter. This is her first trip of the day. They are now 10 for 13 at the line. And it's a 4-point ball game. And a player down for Colorado. The Blue Jays have an extra. Mogensen open three. Rebound Sherrod. Finau is back to her feet, but still hobbling for Colorado.
Last couple possessions, Colorado's gone to the high-low. The post players gone immediately into their move and have been able to get points for the Buffaloes.
Finau is the injured player down at the bottom of your screen on her feet, but they're playing 4-on-5 right now.
And Creighton knows it because you see Rimbaugh just sitting in the paint.
Hollingshed had to jack with the shot clock winding down, and a lost possession for Colorado. And Finau is still hobbling, and finally the officials will step in. Oh, her leg got tangled up.
Just really unfortunate. Completely accidental. Just really hope the young lady's okay.
1:39 to go. Possession arrow is with Colorado. Both sides have timeouts. Weta with the steal, missed the layup, and then commits the foul.
Really unfortunate miss there for Weta. But at this point, Creighton is not in the bonus.
They still have one more to give. Colorado already in the bonus.
It's a two-possession game. For Colorado, you don't need to foul. You just need to try to get a stop here.
Four players in the backcourt for Creighton. They can all handle. And a foul committed by Weta.
There's a lot of Creighton fans that don't like the way Kendall Weta plays. And honestly, just watching her all season long, this is just a physical, young defensive player. I don't think there's anything malicious here whatsoever. But the officials aren't listening to me, in my opinion, so they're going to go to the monitor.
Yeah, they're going to go and check and see.
The previous player's under review.
The foul was on Weta, her third. And it's a follow through on Weta to the face and neck area.
That may get upgraded.
Right there.
I have a feeling this may get upgraded.
It did not appear to be with intent.
No,
but
I
the
agree.
follow through still struck her in the head.
Completely agree.
Let's see, Rimbaugh does not appear to be blooded. Looks like she will be able to stay in the game.
Well, and regardless of the outcome here, it gives both coaches a pseudo timeout where they can start planning the next offense or defensive series.
Of course, an upgrade is significant if it means free throws and possession for Creighton with the 4-point lead. The call on the floor was a foul on Weta.
Well, Beth, to take it up a notch, as good as Creighton is from the free throw line, that would most likely extend this to a two-possession game because they'd go up 6 and the ball. Basically, with the opportunity now to extend it to a 3-possession game.
Jensen and Molly are both better than 75%. Ronsick and Mogensen are better than 70%. Rimbaugh is actually the only one that's under 70% on the season.
But you also got to believe you're Jim Flannery right now, knowing that if you were to make these free throws that they're going to foul, he's going to get more free throws off the floor and put his better ones on the court. His sure hands team, let's just call it.
Rembow has not been to the line yet. The other thing too is, I mean, she's a senior. She's been in these tight spots. And the coach may have faith in her to make the big ones when it matters. All right, so the officials have come over to talk with Christy Thomas-Scuddy.
The original foul has been upgraded to an intentional, so it'll be Creighton with 2 free throws and the basketball back.
This could be a big swing right here.
Well, and it's unfortunate because let's go back just a little bit before. Weta gets the steal and can't convert at the line and then fouls. And then unfortunately now with this foul, this is big.
Against number 15 has been upgraded to an intentional foul.
All right, so free throws and possession back. You're talking about what could be a 5-point play depending on how things turn out.
The foul has been upgraded to an intentional foul.
And Beth, it's worth noting that Creighton gets to pick their free throw shooter here because of the upgrade.
So it's Morgan Molly. Molly is now 3 for 3 today. 4 for 4. Waiting literally in the wings. It is ball in for Illinois State as they get set to take on the 2-seed Iowa. 4 Eastern on ESPN. Morgan Molly has now tied her career high with 20 points. Mogensen takes it to the rim, and it ends up being a 4-point play for the Blue Jays.
2 side out of bounds execution where Mogensen gets all the way to the rim for Creighton.
3 goes in and out. Second chance won't go for Tutelli, and they'll get a 3rd opportunity and a timeout.
You have to be able to execute at crunch time. Mogensen off the pass, realizes there's no rotation, takes it all the way to the rim. How was Mogensen open? Because Weta was denying her the ball. She cuts it back. Great delivery of the pass, even better finish.
They have been exceptional running those back doors. And there are the pertinent numbers, a couple of timeouts aside. Possession arrow with Colorado, neither side with fouls to give.
But here's the big thing. If you're Colorado, knowing that you struggled from 3 on the season, high percentage, quick 2. Don't waste time trying to get the 3. Score, foul, score, extend this game.
Hollingshed immediately looks for 3, and she's got it. And the quick timeout for the Buffaloes.
You get the 3 for your best 3-point shooter. Didn't waste any time. That was my biggest concern. But immediately, because you had players cutting to the rim, Creighton backs up. Hollingshed pops, feet set, knocks it down. Quick timeout by J.R. Payne.
All right, so the pressure will be coming. Full court. We've seen Creighton at times bothered by this.
Well, I'm eager to see, does Creighton now call a timeout to advance the ball? To not even mess in the backcourt with the ball, because knowing a turnover there allows a quick 2 points for Colorado. If not, I'm sure if it was me, I'd be getting a lot of players out of the way because you don't want the double teams or anyone to rotate to force a turnover.
They've got 2 timeouts. Colorado now down to just the 1. And a 5-point Blue Jays lead the 10 seed, looking for the upset of the 7 seed.
And Jim Flannery's right by the officials, because I'm sure if there's any issues in getting it inbounded, he's calling timeout.
We've already seen one today. South Dakota has knocked out Ole Miss in a 10-7 game. Blue Jays handle it. Final minute here in Iowa City.
And Colorado's got a foul.
Mogensen, who's had a big second half, 11 of her 14 points since the intermission. First trip to the line. Blue Jays are 10 of 12. And remember, no 1-and-1s in the women's side. 2 shots.
Rachel Saunders will check in for the Blue Jays.
Saunders comes in for Ronsick, who has 4 personal fouls. They want her on the offensive end. Got them both.
No timeout by Colorado.
Sherrod gave up the dribble. She'll try for 3 and hit it. They have not been knocking down triples the entire day, and now 2 in a row. And it's a 4-point game.
Your veterans for Colorado are stepping up at crunch time. First it was Hollingshed, now it's Sherrod. What I love about the offense, not wasting a lot of time, but maximizing it by getting the threes. An interesting strategy by J.R. Payne has been using her timeouts to get her defense set.
They were 2 for 16, and now they've hit 2 in a row in the last 30 seconds.
See, I'm saying that means they were due. You're saying it's against the odds.
So Creighton right now in this 4th quarter, 6 for 6 from the free throw line. And they still have a couple of timeouts left. Colorado, none. But they do have the possession arrow.
And last time it took a good 2 to 3 on the second count before Creighton was able to inbound the ball. If I'm Jim Flannery, I'm advancing the ball. I don't want to mess with this high-pressure Colorado defense and risk it. But he also has 5 guards on the floor. And I'm believing if he believes in his team. And Beth, I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about the poise that Creighton has shown throughout this game. Huge start by Colorado. They just respond.
The timeout allows them to get Ronsick back on the floor. Right back to Rembau. Snakes through the defense. Jensen.
Now it's keep away.
And a foul. Jensen is 4 of 4 at the stripe.
Some people might be wondering, how is Jensen so wide open? Well, Colorado's got to try to force the turnover. They went for the quick trap, heads-up play by Rembau to split it, and then she finds her open teammate.
How about this moment for the transfer from Iowa? She was here with the Hawkeyes last year. The most improved player in the Big East Conference this year. Blue Jays are 8 for 8 here in the 4th quarter at the line.
Still just a 2-possession ball game if Colorado can get a score here. Watch Hollingshed. We've seen how they've used her as a screener to pop out. Wrong again, Christy.
Sherrod. The kick out, Weta. Rebound, Rembau. And a foul. The Creighton Blue Jays started the season in this building at a close scrimmage against the Iowa Hawkeyes. And now they return at the end of the season. Can they put the finishing touches on the first-round upset? And perhaps get a date with Iowa in the second round. Hawkeyes and the Redbirds of Illinois State are coming up next year on ESPN. Clean living from Rembau, and they stay perfect at the line here in the 4th quarter. Second one's a no-doubter.
No timeouts for Colorado. 3-possession game. Get to the rim. Get quick shots up.
Foreman, no. Tipped around, and it comes out to Saunders. And now it's the Iowa City native who will head to the line. And a chance to give Creighton its biggest lead of the game with 14 seconds to go. And substitutions for the big guns today. Jensen goes out, Molly goes out. Here comes Rembow.
You know, I go back to Jim Flannery's pregame speech addressing his team, and you saw his emotion. And just a moment ago, I almost felt like if he took his 1 or 2 seconds to embrace the moment.
I think the celebration might be a little bit longer than that. Especially considering both the Creighton men and women appear to be victorious in their first round games in the NCAA tournament. And the upsets have begun on the women's side as well. A pair of 10 seeds over 7 seeds in the first handful of games. South Dakota over Ole Miss, and is Jim trying to fight back the tears right now? The 10 seed Creighton knocks out the 7 seed Colorado.